It's time for me to kill an idiot and a monster.
99, 100. Okay, ready or not, here I come.
I give up. You found me.
You're not even trying. You know you'll never make Wild Hide and Seek champion with an attitude like that.
I think being the champion of a kids game would make me more of a loser than I already am.
Hello? It's for you.
Hello?
I'm going to kill you, Frank.
Who is this?
You're gonna die tonight.
Mum?
They took out my brains. You stupid son of a...
Is this about those magazines in the closet? Because they're not mine. I'm just holding them for Steve.
Are you alone in the house?
Mum, you know I'm not alone. You just spoke to Steve. You know Steve. He's the monster I live with.
I'm not your mother.
Well, who are you then?
Who was it?
Prank phone call, I think.
Frank, where are you?
I'm right here. You know you should really...
What was that noise? Frank! It's gonna be alright, buddy. I've got you. Frank! No!
Shoot the lights out high till it's bright out. Oh, just another lonely night. Are you willing to sacrifice your life?
What's up, people? My name's John, otherwise known as Middle Distance Produc, and I'm the creator and writer of the web series Frank and Steve. I've been animating for 4 years now. Okay, my show is an idiot and a monster in that order, Frank and Steve. It's basically like the Monsters meets every buddy comedy that you've ever seen. Actually, it's a little bit of a... Right, how did I come up with the idea for my show? I drew a Frankenstein type of thing, and I was like, I'm going to put a guy in a house with him, and it sort of went from there. When I first started, Frank was called Steve and Steve was called Frank, which is kind of funny because a lot of people assume that the monster's going to be called Frank, but I thought that a lot of people would assume it, so I changed it around so it's a little bit smarter. And that's kind of how I came up from it. Like, it just sort of everything went from there. I had a massive love of the monsters when I was a kid, so that's some of where the show is coming from. Yeah. I mean, I grew up in the age where Simpsons boomed. I can remember Simpsons becoming becoming a thing, and like before there was no Simpsons. And so I mean, definitely they were playing a massive part from sort of the ages of 10 upwards, 11. I think I was around that age when it first came on TV. Other than that, I used to love the Ninja Turtles, and I really love the Ghostbusters still. So obviously I did watch those cartoons. So yeah, I mean, cartoons did play a massive part in my life. No, I don't. I have a brilliant voice cast, but basically I'm Frank and I'm Steve, and I'll do a little bit of Steve.
I'm the monster of the show, and I like to eat cats. When I'm not eating cats, I'm mostly playing the violin.
So that's Steve, and obviously Frank, he's just me, but a little bit more like he's a little bit more angry. And a little bit more, well, not angry, but a little bit more up there, and he's definitely more pensive than I am. It's a hard one, but basically my favourite episode is pretty much always the last one that I've done, because I've always done a little bit better. I really like always a sidekick, and I love the script of that. I love the idea that basically, if you haven't seen it, not to ruin it, but the idea is that friendship will out, and that there's always, when you've got a friend who's so close and always there for you no matter what, and you say I need you and he's there, then you know that's one of the coolest things in the world. I've always quite liked to bring back a previous show I did called Super Reality. Other than that, this year I'm aiming to write some sort of horror and some more Frank and Steve, and there's already 3 of those backed up in ready to go, like in sort of ideas. So it's literally just to go and write a couple of things down and smash out those episodes. But things have been a little bit harder recently because obviously my wife's just had a baby and whatnot. Oh, there's definitely elements of both of those people inside of me. I'm probably more like Frank. I'm probably more annoying than I do have the sort of ability to save the day or whatnot. I think Steve's more like the person that I always wanted to be, and Frank's more like the person I was when I started writing this and I wanted to get away from. I have no idea. I suspect they probably like Steve better, but I don't know. I shall ask them at some point. I want my animation to go as far as it can possibly take me away from the life that I already live. Hold on. Coffee. Yeah, I think Frank and Steve's awesome, and it's the most awesome thing ever, and it has the potential to be so much more than it is, and I am only one man who just makes this cartoon by himself. There's no other animators, there's no other writers. I love a bit of the old Jay's life, obviously. Lionel's a buddy online. You know, he's been in my cartoon, I've been in his cartoon, so that's pretty cool. Where I am now, I don't want to be there in 10 years' time. I don't want to be living in this house, and I don't want to be having to do the same jobs. And I want my child to have a better upbringing than I did. No, it's not like I had a bad upbringing. I had a brilliant upbringing, but I think everyone wants that. No one wants to, you know, they always want to better their lives, and that's all I want. I consider myself a writer. I don't really consider myself an animator or anything else. All that, I just see an animation as a way of people seeing my writing. So, I mean, essentially I'm a writer. I don't like talking in front of cameras, and I don't really like doing voices and stuff like that. It's just a means to an end for me right now. Yeah, it's really good, which is kind of annoying because, you know, if it's really good, you're not breaking that barrier of the people who are, you know, just making cartoons themselves. And I think that's always been the thing about Frank and Steve. It's always had a great deal of support from the animators and the people around me, but ultimately it's never broke out. And Cat's trying to come in. It's never broke out of that little world, and that's what I'm aiming to do, is break out into that little world. I'd love a few haters to come up to my page and start pissing all over my stuff and moaning and stuff, but it doesn't seem to happen. Yeah, quit. I don't need any more competition. No. Just be dedicated to that shit, you know what I mean? Just be true to yourself in many respects. There's some just sort of random open-ended sentences. Yeah, just do what you think is right, and if you've got it in you, then you'll find that place where you have to keep going to push out the next cartoon, and just keep working hard at what you do, and don't try and beat anyone else, don't try and all be anyone else, just try and be yourself and put out the best thing that you can possibly do. The only person I'm in competition with right now, is the way I see it, is me. I'm only as good as the last thing I did, so I have to make that last thing better than the thing before that. like to say thanks for being a fan of the show. Yeah, keep coming back to the show. Keep telling your friends. The more people you tell, the more people come to my page, and that's, you know, that's where it's at. The more people know about it, the more I can make it.